Hello, my beautiful people. Hello, viewers all over the world. Welcome to Insta-Farm Ventures, where we turn land into legacy. So, right here we are at the farm. I think this is exactly 16 days after planting. What you see here, we've planted just, I think, 1.25 hectare. So we are at the farm right now. We're waiting for suckers to come in. It's actually really a great project. And today I really have a lot to say in regards to pineapple farming. Checking on our videos online, you notice on our comment sections we had a lot of people asking, why did we choose pineapple? We've had people asking how to acquire lands. We've asked people, people have also been asking in regards to why are chemicals being used, GMO. I kept seeing people commenting on the GMO part of it. So one thing I need to make you understand is this. When we had that interview, we had the interview with a technician who was actually giving his ideas on what can be done in the farm. And that was just his ideas, but us, we definitely want something that is very organic, very organic. So the use of harmful products will not be used in the farm. Everything we're going to use in this farm are going to be things that are actually been tested and good for human consumption. Yes. I think it's 7 a.m. We left the house at 5. We've been in the farm for an hour, so we just decided to do this video now to educate a lot of you in regards to pineapple farming. So as you can see, I think the pineapples are beginning to get a lot of good grip to the soil. I'm really happy with seeing what's happening here. Pineapple farming is, I think, apart from the suckers and the transportation, one reason I choose pineapple is because pineapple is very cheap to cultivate. Yes, pineapple is very cheap to cultivate. The only thing you might face difficulties is if you're coming to a black bush like this, where you have to fell down the trees, you have to start from scratch. It becomes expensive. But once you already had a pineapple farm like this, you're not going to spend no more because you already have suckers here. If you want to add more land, you can add land close. So no transportation. You just need to get suckers from here and you send to the other part of the land. So your transportation, see, sometimes transportation is more expensive than the suckers. Transportation is more expensive than the suckers because if I'm getting a sucker for 12 francs and a car carries just approximately 10,000 suckers, I'm getting it carries 10,000 suckers and I'm getting a sucker for 12 francs. That's 120,000 francs for 10,000 suckers. Transportation is 150,000 francs. So that's already, it's really expensive. So if you have pineapple suckers already at the farm, you're going to notice you're not going to spend no more. You've already, a sucker, like last time we were talking with Mr. Angelo, he definitely told you one smooth cayenne pineapple, it produces approximately 5 suckers. And for a pineapple to produce 5 suckers, it means even if you don't have fruits, you still make money out of pineapples. You still make money out of the suckers. So you don't, pineapple is a gain. It's a gain. And I'm advising each and every one of you, you can invest in pineapple farming. Right now, we're not open to investors. We're not open to investors because that's we've had inquiries in regards to investing. We're not open to investors right now, but what we are open to is we are trying to open the minds of youths. We're trying to make them feel that agriculture is something you can get in. You can still live a normal lifestyle. We still live a very normal lifestyle. We still do the things everyone does. We go out, we go clubbing, we live a normal life. But when it comes to with farming, we still come here and we put in the work. When it's time to put on boots, we put on boots. When it's time to put on sneakers, we put on sneakers. But right here, we're just trying as much as possible to educate all of you in regards to farming. It's very lucrative. Yes, it's high capital intensive when you want to do commercial farming, but also when you're thinking about the proceeds you make, you understand that it's something you can invest in. You just need to be a risk taker. It's just like investing in cryptocurrencies. You investing in cryptocurrencies, people have failed in forex trading. They put a lot of money and they lose it. But this is that one trading. Agriculture is this trading that never fails. The only time you could have failed agriculture is if you don't take care of your land, you don't get workers, and also you don't clean. You don't just jump to agriculture because they say it makes money. You don't just jump into it. Every night, if I go through my For You page, everything's about pineapples. Everything's about agriculture as a whole because we are not just ending on pineapples. We're going beyond that. We're going because agriculture is not just many people. I think majority of people, they always have this mindset where it comes to with agriculture is about crop farming. Agriculture is also about animal farming, and we are about to go global. We're about to go with all of that. So this is just the beginning. Yeah, I can say this is the footprint, or it's a footprint, right? Yeah. So this is just the footprint. This is the beginning where we say, okay, we started with pineapples and we are now proceeding to other crops. We started with pineapples, plantains. If you can see, you see plantains jotted inside. Yes, plantains jotted inside, bro. We'll have to remove some of those suckers and send them inside because pineapple does not need shade. Because once these plantains grow and it shades the pineapples, no enough sunlight, there'll be no enough sunlight that's going to hit the pineapples, and also it's going to make the pineapples not grow big as it's supposed to. This is the first time they're planting on this land, so the pineapples here are going to do extremely well. Extremely well. So no need for chemicals on the land. Everything is going to go organic. Planting and weeding normally, and harvesting of very sweet and good fruits. Yeah, very sweet and good fruits. We came here very early. Waking up at 5 a.m. is something. Waking up at 5 a.m. it's actually very difficult because I slept approximately around 1 a.m. and here am I in the farm at 5. I woke up at 5 and we got here. I think the journey here is approximately an hour. So we're here already. So keep watching, keep subscribing to our videos. And right now we're at the farm. We're waiting for suckers. They're actually taking suckers from the other farm at Hawaii. Come here. So this is rather closer to town than Hawaii. So if you know Hawaii Village, you know we're closer to town than where Hawaii is. So right now we are waiting for suckers. We're going to show you videos of loading and unloading. We would like to be part of it. You see the whole team, you see me, you see Sabo Mangelo, you see Papangasa, you see us uploading and loading. So it's a fun activity. It's a fun activity. So peace. Oh la la. So as you can see, my mom actually left from Bamenda and she came with engine oil. You know how parents are. So she came with engine oil since these insects this termite, they live on white wood. So I had no idea when we were building this that it was going to happen. So she had to paint, if you can see, she painted all of this so the termites are not going to eat on the wood. Especially this, we already started seeing them doing the termites have already been eating this. So you can see that's how walking inside. That's my mom, and this is the bed. We fixed this bed for workers, so we just need mattress. And what I'm seeing here is papaya seeds. No, not papaya seeds, radmo.
What, for real?
Yeah. There's radmo in here. This is the poop of radmo. Yeah, it's the poop of radmo. So next time I'm coming here, I'm coming with a trap. I have to set a trap here to catch my first bushmeat. You've seen, right? It's radmo. Yes, this is.
Engineer.
Growing up, I've always wanted to be a hunter, though. I always hunted radmos behind my house, so you can just walk around. You can see how planting has been done here. Planting has been. See, I don't know. Plantains are very, very resistant. This plantain was burned to its core when they were burning this farm. But look at, it's all looking fresh. All looking fresh. I would like to just Come on, look here. I'm really, that's planted up. For real, my brother. You can see that. That's awesome. That's awesome. I think that's the first. That's the first thing I'm going to eat in this farm. Yeah. Coming here, you can see they are. You can see they're in rows, very straight rows. We haven't counted. Trust me. When we say we planted 1.25 hectare, we don't know approximately how many pineapple suckers are here because everything we've done here are based on assumptions. Given the fact that we paid for this amount, they said it was this amount verbally. So right here, the lady at the farm, she has to count. She has to actually count. How to do the counting is this. She counts, and when she gets to 100, she cuts. Oh God. When it gets to 100, she cuts the leaf and keeps in her pocket. When she counts, it gets to 100, she cuts the leaf and puts in her pocket. Like, since they're in rows, she keeps walking around and counting. So when she goes now at the end, she counts how many leaves she has on her hands and multiply by 100. I multiply. So she knows, yeah, because each leaf is 100. Each leaf is 100. So she multiplies all the leaves by 100 to know how many are here.
And it's accurate?
Yeah, she says, I think, trust me, from the look of things, me personally, I cannot count everything like walking. You might miss approximately 10, 20, 50, but...
Bro, I'm talking about 160,000
thousands. She says she could do that, but I actually really doubt. And if she can, then that's great. I was even thinking if it was something you can send up a drone up and it points out.
Some mapping.
Yes, AI helps you to calculate the whole stuff, but I believe AI is going to do that in future. Even if I think it does, but we don't have the tools for that.
Let's deal with what we have.
Yeah, English mouse or Jojo.
Yeah.
So
Insta-Farm is going gradually.
yeah, it's going gradually. So always visit us, follow us, subscribe to our pages, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook. Keep follow us our Insta-Farm ventures. You can just go, and also I'm very happy because our keyword pineapple farms in Cameroon, our page comes out among the first two. So we are actually doing a great job. We're putting Cameroon in the map when it comes to farming and agriculture. There are people having very bigger lands than this. People are producing pineapple. I think there are people who have 100 hectares, 200 hectares, but they don't document it. They don't make people see what they do. So we are actually here to show people, even if we were doing just an acre, we will show people that this is what's happening. This is what's happening. We're motivating everybody. We're motivating the youth, because what we're trying to do here, we're not trying to motivate any old person, or we are based on youth. We actually want to change everything. We are here. We are game changers. We want to reduce crime rates. We want to reduce a lot of people are into scamming, and we are trying as much as possible. So if you get into agriculture, you don't need to do that. You won't need to sit behind your computer trying as much as possible to rip off someone. Yeah, so I think those are things, if you've done things like that and you realize yourself and you stop and you invest in this, it's something great. Because here, I think people respect you a lot when I don't know, other people make money in other ways, but from what I've seen, people respect business people than people who just, like, I can say, financial magicians. People who sit at home and make money. But once you work hard and you give somebody 1,000 francs, the person, that's why you see a girl, she can receive 200,000 francs from a boyfriend, where she knows the boyfriend is a hustler, and she's going to receive the money and just say thanks or no form of appreciation, because she knows how the boy gets it. But when she receives 10,000 francs from her father, she takes it to good use. Either she's taking the money to go and get her ID card, or she takes it to do something very useful, because she knows the father worked hard for that. So this is something, it also changes a lot. Trust me, it changes the kind of people who come around you, it changes the kind of ladies who come around you, it changes everything. It's a game changer here. So agriculture, I always advise people, get into agriculture. Anything you want to do, as far as this is, you're being a producer. Farming is producing, and producers make a whole lot of money. In Canada, the richest people are farmers. So I personally am advising anyone, if you want to make generational wealth, into farming. I promise you, in 5 years, I will definitely document everything. You'll see me grow from grass to grace. In Jesus' name, this is a whole teamwork. You see our team growing together. We are trying as much as possible to make ends meet, and we are using agriculture as that medium. And agriculture is going to be the next thing in Cameroon. I think the president said this ever since, I think, 2010. See, before then, the president has always said about agriculture, agriculture, agriculture. Look at the population of Cameroon. The population of Cameroon is growing in a very massive way. You see people giving birth every day. If you go to the hospitals, they give birth every single day. What happens? People need more food. People need foodstuffs. So soon, we cannot, if you see us advising people to get into agriculture, it's not against us. If 1,000 people produce pineapples, it's not going to change anything. All of us are going to sell. There's a market for everyone. You cannot occupy the whole market. There's a market for everyone. And we're going to, as much as possible, to also help to stabilize prices. We're also going to help to stabilize prices. So get into agriculture. Farm today. Even if you have to do, you want to start with anything, just start farming. Do something. Poultry farming, anything. You have a small space. If you bought the land 3 years, 4 years ago, why keep the land? Do something on it. Put chickens. You can do anything. Just try as much as possible where you have something generating you money. Yes.
I do a lot of research.
Good.
Research is the key point.
A lot of research. You don't just jump into something because everybody's doing it and everybody's succeeding. Like I, for one, I was always I always admired tomato farming, but that's something very, very, very tricky. For it to be a tomato farmer, you need to have a lot of patience. For it to be a tomato farmer, you need the irrigation system. So if you are not ready to put in all the work, tomatoes is something you can come into the farm and you see everything, you lose everything. So yeah. Getting into pineapple right now, and if I decide to leave this farm for 5 months without clearing it, it's still going to be there. The only thing I have to do is I just come and I weed it and the farm goes back to normal. But I'll still have suckers. So that's why you see, if you want to do tomatoes will give you good money, but you need to really be there. So now we're doing a lot of studies right now on ginger and pepper. So you might see us going. Yes, ginger and pepper. You might see us. I don't know if it's pepper or paper. I think it's pepper. Vraiment. Grammatica. Yeah, it's really amazing, my brother. It's really amazing. It's really amazing, my brother. Yes. It was a whole forest. When I say, I think that's yam. I don't know. It's yam. It's yam. It's actually very fertile. I won't lie. It's actually fertile. So the only things you can intercrop with pineapples are things that I think their leaves are not too broad. So here we're going to put maize. Since it's 3 months, we're going to plant maize in here, in between the rows. So we plant maize. Within 3 months, we get it out, so the pineapples can grow. So you make money. You don't just waste the land like that. I think we planted coconuts last time here.
You have the colors. I asked you to touch it.
I think our next project will be going in here because the amount of suckers we're going to have from here, we need to get a land here.
Yeah.
Yes.
In about 18 months, we should be selling suckers.
Yes, in 18 months we should be selling suckers. Someone already came to me asking for suckers. I know you're watching this video. Hello. We don't have suckers to provide to you right now, but we have suckers from 18 months. We will definitely have suckers.
Supplying suckers.
We're going to supply suckers. That's hard work.
Now hard work they pay.
Yes. Yeah, very.
So, what about my What are the other suckers?
The other suckers will be arriving soon. I think right now they are loading the suckers, so the suckers will be arriving soon. Just
So
wait.
when the suckers arrive, the workers will commence work back.
Yeah. Once the suckers arrive, the workers will commence work. That's actually what they were waiting for. That's what they were waiting for.
You know things for
Baru. This is what they call baru. If you
if you plant cocoyams here.
yeah.
Makabo cocoa, Igbo cocoa. It's
Yeah.
gonna do well here.
I know you're a man from Bali.
Yeah, a son of the soil.
Yeah. I thought you guys were mostly fighters.
No, apart from fighting, you know, you have to feed. So just do it.
Yeah, so just do it though.
So just do it. So.
Yes, we are going to be visiting other farms. Not only in Cameroon, other countries.
Other countries.
Yeah. We plan on visiting countries like Kenya, Uganda, Nigeria, Ghana. I think those are countries we very, they
Yes.
produce a lot. Zambia. So we're planning to visit other countries, visit all the farmers, get to communicate with them. We are not just planning to end here though. Okay.
I was going through media the other day, and I had to stumble upon this debate about some people debating on whether it's better to rent a land for agriculture or it's good to own a land. So which is preferable? Is it better to rent a land or it's better to purchase a land and farm on? What do you think is better between the two?
I think people will have different reasons on why they have to buy or have to rent. But I think I have a very, very strong reason why I prefer buying than renting the land.
For a first time?
Yeah, for a first, it depends on how much you have. Because I might tell someone buy the land and it already discourages you from starting agriculture. You can rent the land if you don't have the finances. But come to think about it, look at, that's a forest, right? If I'm renting this land, it has no value. You get? I'll rent this land, it has no value. What happens? I'll pay people to cut down trees. I'm going to pay people to clear the land, and it's going to make it very visible for people to see. You get? So what I've done is I've already increased value to that land. I'm increasing the value not for myself, but for the proprietor, the person who owns the land. So that's me spending more money for him. So I always think on my own, I cannot go and start cutting down trees in someone else's land. So I would prefer to buy the land. So if I'm cutting down trees, I know it's my land. If it's appreciating, it appreciates, because I believe land banking is something you never, if I bought this land right now, if I want to sell it, I'm going to find someone to sell it. And I'm not going to sell it the same price because I already increased value to the land.
Yes, there's a lot of.
I already increased value to the land. This was a forest, like a thick forest, where when you get into the forest, it's dark inside. So spending a lot of money in here and then just renting the land, after 5 years, the owner takes it. After 5 years, what happens? Everything, people have start coming in here. Look at the road. You can see this road. It shows a lot of cars do pass here. You get?
Yeah.
So me renting this land, 5 years, development has come here. I have to leave the land, go start renting another land. What happens? This person already gains. So I for one, I'm never going to rent. I'll always want to buy. Yes, because after 5 years, my kids are going to inherit the land.
Yeah.
They're going to do anything they want to do on it, but it's their land. So I'm doing this. This is something. When you start investing in lands, you're not just thinking now, as a boy, you're thinking as a man, you're thinking for your generation, you're thinking for the people that will come after you. Because right now I think we are working this hard, we're working extremely hard because maybe we never had that person who could pave the way for us. So the privileges I never had as a kid, I want to give that same privileges to my kid. I want my child to be able to say, okay, yes, my dad owns this and he can definitely come and do anything, but we are also
building your legacy.
I'm trying to build it, right? That's why our logo is turning land to legacy.
Yes.
We are turning land to legacy. You understand? Insta-Farm Venture is turning land to legacy. And right here, we're here to encourage the youths, Mr. Sabum, to answer your question.
Yeah, just when you've answered my question a lot, and I've actually learned, because I myself, I was also thinking, you know, a lot of people, when it comes to land buying and for agricultural purpose, a lot of people still misconcept the fact that, okay, like I have a friend in America who called me and asked for the price, the cost of a hectare, and I told him you can get a hectare for about 1.5 million, and in some places where you even go right inside the bush, you get them for 500k. He was saying, oh, he thought a hectare costs about 10 million francs.
Oh,
lack of information.
Lack of information. Yeah, a lot of people have lack of information. Yeah, you can get a land for 5, you can get a hectare, but here it's not that price because here it's really very open.
Yeah, because if you want to do farming, you have to get inside.
Yeah, Emia is not far from here. The new Emia is not far from here. I think it's just approximately 30 minutes away from here. Emia got, I think, 25 hectares around here to open Emia. So this place is going to develop. I heard this is where they pass and do their sports. They run from here and go to Hawaii. So this is really well developed. So we are here.
Because some people think when they hear the word hectare,
so it's very
come with millions to start.
Yeah.
But I think with 1 million you can get a hectare.
1 million you can get a hectare. It's a farmland. That's why people fail to understand. It's not a land where you have to build.
Yes.
It's a land where you're thinking about 20 years, 30 years.
Yes.
Long term. So, and agriculture is something that's long term. You don't just think you're going to invest now and you start making money tomorrow. Every investment you want to invest in, you don't think about investing today to harvest tomorrow, investing today to make tomorrow. That's fraud. You have to fail.
Yes.
I always advise, it's always good to fail.
Yes.
Because when you fail, you learn.
Yes.
If you don't fail, you never learn, and you're going to fail. Now, the time you fail, surely you fail at the point where you will not be able to rise. So it's good to fail when it's still young, so you can easily grow. So getting a hectare is not that expensive. I think the only thing expensive is doing the paperwork. The paperwork. That's where it really goes. Because right now we're working on the paperwork already on this. That's why it's expensive. But the only reason you have to do paperwork is because in your own day you just need to be very careful though. You can come.
I have this pertinent question that is coming to my mind. And we're doing this for educational purpose.
Yeah.
At what point do you think one should quit? Let's say I'm just from getting into like now that we're venturing into pineapple. No, I don't want to take an example of our pineapples because it's going to work.
Yes.
Let's just say a farmer is venturing into tomato farming.
Yeah.
And maybe they've tried it for the first year, second year, and it's not working. Maybe they do not study the area very well. They planted the tomato on the wrong place whatsoever. At what point do you think they should quit?
As soon as possible. for me, though, I'll say as soon as possible because it's just like you planting and you come and it's not doing well. You need to understand the soil is not well. The soil is not good. Maybe you might think about doing something different because if tomatoes don't do well here, it doesn't mean yam is not going to do well there. It doesn't mean cassava is not going to do well there. You get? It's a whole lot different. That's why you need to work with people who have gone to school, experienced people. Yes. Sometimes even those who have gone to school are not really experienced than these farmers. They are in the field. It's just like someone who has been a lab technician for 10 years and you have gone to school for 10 years to be a lab technician. You never surpass that person who just left advanced level and he has been active service, seeing everything he's doing. So I think that's that for that. You just need to quit as soon as possible. If you see it's not working, quit. So you save more money rather than trying to invest or trying to you don't farm to disprove people.
Yes.
If you have that ideology where you're trying as much as possible, where you're farming, thinking you want to prove a point to someone, you want to show people you can make it, all this video we're doing is not show off. This is educational. We are trying, yes. That's why we're begging for the engagement, we're begging for followers, we're begging for subscribers. You guys should follow us, subscribe. Watch our videos to the end. Very educative, very inspirational, and
our first 20 subscribers per platform have 10 pineapples.
Yes, 10 pineapples. First 20 per platform we're choosing. Yeah, we're choosing. That's our giveaway. And we are 100% certain we're going to have good fruits here. Good yield. That's 100%. 100%.
No GMO. Everything is organic.
Everything is organic. Everything's organic.
Going to be organic. Yeah, in our videos,
yeah.
There's a lot of comments. You know, it's an educational video, and we're just talking. Nothing was planted yet. We've heard what our commentators said or our subscribers said.
Yeah.
And I want to let you guys know that everything that is going to be carried on this farm is organic, and we are working with a very, very experienced person, Mama Lizette, that is making sure, because she wants to give us the best, and we're expecting the best from her. So you guys should expect the best from Insta-Farm.
You heard what was said, right? When Mama Lizette's husband was talking in regards to pineapples, and he said, "Oh, these fruits have been sent to the white America, and they have been proven, and that's why we're planting them." Trust me, people came on there and were like badging and saying, "Oh, so must they send the fruits to America before they know that it's good? We have this enslaved mentality about the white man and something like that." But trust me, yeah, this is local. This is commercial farming where we are doing just for Cameroonians. When we have to increase productivity, and we start producing where we have to export. You notice Cameroon has a very limited market. What's the population of Cameroon? We are very limited. It's but normal for the whites or an American to say, okay, this is the fruit we want, and we're going to produce that fruit, because that's the buying community. That's the buying community. We're here to make profits. We're here to make money. So if they say this is what they want, we are going to produce that. What do you expect? Or do you want us to produce what you want to eat and you won't buy? We're trying as much as possible to produce what they think they can do, what they think they can extract from pineapples to juice and stuff like that. So we're seeing a bigger picture here. So welcome again once more. This is Insta-Farm Ventures, where we turn land into legacy. That's Mr. Saboom. Yeah, very. People have been admiring the way he talks, and they want him to come to their farms. You definitely, anywhere you see me, you see him. Where you see me, you see the business. Walk down there, so you take a walk. We'll see how long you will take up.
The queen of the farm.
Queen of dragons.
Queen of dragons.
So now they finish.
Yeah.
It's been a very tedious day. We came to the farm at 5 a.m. in the morning, and suckers just arrived the farm. This will be for the 3rd hectare, because we've already planted on about 2 hectares. So this one just arrived the farm. We've been here since 5 a.m. in the morning, and you can all see everybody is really tired. I'm tired as well. We had to get ourselves involved into extra stuff on the farm like weeding and all that just to wait for the suckers is finally here. So you can see this should be about 15,000 stands, right? 12,000 stands. Okay.
Okay, ça va.
Make our go.
You understand?
See what we have here? This is an example of what you can consume from Insta-Farm.
Oh, okay.